So hi, my name is Ruth Crea, and I would like to welcome everyone here. I got started in ASEA with Gloria. She started watching all these videos one day, and I'm like, what are you watching? And I was just hooked at the end of the day. Some of the things that I have experienced are, my biggest one is my mental clarity. I had a nervous breakdown, and these molecules have given me my life back, a sense of confidence. I also don't have hot flashes anymore. And I also, my knees, huh? Oh, and my knees don't hurt anymore because I've had accidents when I was younger. And the doctor said, your knees will hurt when you get older. And that has taken it away. So it's just a really great product, and I'm just really excited to have found it. And I'd like to pass it on to Gloria.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and my audio first. Make sure I've got that going. I'm going to introduce you to my good friend, Rhoda Ingstead, and she is going to share her testimony with us.
On March 8th, 2021, I became a paraplegic overnight. Wow, did that change my perspective? One minute I was moving into a new house, unpacking, getting colors to paint those white walls, walking the dogs, and cooking. The next minute I was in the hospital, flat on my back. I couldn't even go to the bathroom on my own. The next 4 months, I was in the hospital, rehab, and assisted living. This was not Fun City. I wanted to stand, but I couldn't even move my toes. And spasms, I still had the spasms and pain in my legs. This was not the retirement I had planned. In September, Gloria Lybecker called. She's a good friend of mine, and she told me about a product she'd been using, and she was sure it was going to help me. She had always encouraged me by saying, I know you're going to be able to walk one day. So I decided to try the Redox. And one morning I woke up and I thought, I didn't have the spasms or pain in my legs last night. That was sure fun. And I had read that you could use Renew 28 on your body. So I decided to put it on my legs. In a couple of days, I was doing my exercises the physical therapist had given me so much better and with ease. In February 2022, I was able to stand. That was shaky at first. And then I got my stamina, and I was able to stand for 4 minutes. One night I was really, really tired, and I didn't put on the gel. The next day, as I was doing my exercises and standing, I realized my legs were really wobbly, and I wondered what was going on. Then I remembered, oh, you didn't put gel on last night. I learned my lesson. Yes, I made my goal of standing. Now on to Gloria's wish for me. I'm going to be walking.
That's fantastic. Whoops, let me hold on a second. I want to show you these pictures. This is Rhoda in April of 2021. And here she is in March 2022, standing. Excuse me. I want to acknowledge too that she's been able to take several steps in her walker. So she is actively working towards that goal of walking. And back to you, Ruth.
Okay, well, I'd like to welcome you to watch this short video of Dr. David Silverman, who gives a brief overview of ASEA And it's just a wonderful way of seeing how these molecules are made and what they are and what they aren't.
Hi, my name is Dr. David Silverman. I'm happy to be able to spend a few minutes with you here. I'm on the medical board of this company, Crea. I don't work for the company. It's a volunteer position. The flagship product, the breakthrough, is called Crea, and that's the name of the company, Crea. The technology is called Redox. What's in this bottle is in us. Our cells make it. It's called Redox signaling molecules. That's what it is. Redox stands for reductant and oxidant. It's made from saline. If you look at the back, it says it's made from salt and water. It is made from salt and water, but it's not salt and water anymore. What's in here, our cells make from saline. Our cells are filled with saline. When you go to the hospital and you get an IV, they give you saline because that's what our cells are filled with. Well, in our cells, we have something called the mitochondria. The mitochondria is called the power plant of the cell because we know it produces a molecule we burn for fuel called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It's been known for decades. But during the complicated process of producing that, we also produce these little things called reductants and oxidants. When I was a biology major in the 80s and then podiatric medical school in the 80s, there was no known function for these reductants and oxidants. You look at the literature in the 90s, they've discovered a function. And they're called reductants and oxidants, or redox signaling molecules. And what they do is amplify signaling. They make it so that your cells can hear one another. Why is that important? Well, they're not chatting about the football game that happened. Cells need to talk about, need to inform each other if there's a problem with the cell, because bad cells need to be replaced with good ones. As we age, our cells die, they need to be replaced with good cells. Good cells, healthy cells in your pancreas, you got a healthy pancreas. You got bad cells, you're gonna have a disease and they're gonna start giving you medication to lower your blood sugar. Whether it's your cells in your retina, your liver, whatever, they die, they need to be replaced. They mutate, they need to be stopped. Who does all that? Your immune system does it. Your immune system gets a signal. It has to be a clear signal, and the immune system cells come down and get rid of that bad cell. All right. I'm not going to go into deep detail here, but this is why this product sounds too good to be true, but it is true because it's made from saline. Right. And people are like, well, it's just salt water. It amplifies signaling. The more you have in your body, the louder the signal is. So children have a lot of mitochondria and they're very, very packed tightly and they're very efficient. So they produce a lot of ATP, power plant of the cell. Think about the energy children have, right? And as we age, energy kind of goes down, doesn't it? But what about healing? Who heals faster from an injury? A 10-year-old or a 20-year-old? 10-year-old does, because something happens at puberty. Our mitochondria become less efficient and we start producing less ATP and less of this. I'm 61 years old. My cells are making this much. They made this much when I was a kid, right? I could fall off my bike next day, go to school. Fall off your bike at 61, what happens to you? Well, my cells are making this much. I drink this, I raise my levels up. Simple explanation, much more detailed that you can get, and your friend can give you more resources. But safety was what I cared about. Because it's made from saline, it's not salt water anymore. Salt water is two molecules, sodium chloride and H2O. Redox molecules, there are 16 possible ones using sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen. So in your cells, the sodium chloride molecules ripped apart, the H2O molecules ripped apart, and those ions are combined to make redox signaling molecules. But safety is important. This is what I love. Think about this. There's a money back guarantee on the product, so that's safe too, but safe to your body. You can't be allergic to it. It's in you. There's no toxicity. If you take too much of it, your body turns the excess back into saline. I used to write prescriptions every day. There's risks with prescriptions, lots, but there's no toxicity to it. You can't drink too much. And third, it's transparent to medication. So if you're taking medications, you don't have to stop. If you have low mood and the medication you're taking helped you, but you've got side effects, you'd rather not take it, you don't have to risk it and stop it. Just keep taking it and watch what happens with the change with this, just by this is the only variable. Now the gel version is Renew 28. Now this is fascinating. People want to know how that this is real, especially before they start telling people about it. Give this 90 days. A simple explanation how to do it. Your friend will explain how to use the product. Simple, easy. But the very first day you get the product, take the gel, and it's marketed for anti-aging. I mean, it rejuvenates skin cells. So it's clear. There's no smell. It's marketed for your skin. but there's something fascinating about it. So you have a 30-day money-back guarantee on the product. Find a few people that have something that hurts them. Maybe you have something, your neck hurts, your hand, I wonder if it could help your knee, your back, menstrual cramp, whatever it is. Find 5 people. Say you find 10 people and there's a simple way to do this. And in 10 minutes, what if you put it on 10 people and in 10 minutes, 5 of them said, that's incredible. How did it do that? What if it was 7 out of 10? What if it was 9 out of 10? Your friend will share with you how to do that. Okay. But please, I urge you, take this very seriously, this investigation. And once you see what it does and you're in the know, like the pioneers that your friend is, that I am, this is going to become mainstream in the world. And you put the gel on 10 people who are hurting and ask them how they feel in 10 minutes. It's going to be very self-evident to you that this is going to become mainstream. But you can share this with people. You can do the same thing your friend is doing. You can invite your friends to a Zoom like this anywhere in the world. Do the exact same thing. Play this exact same video. All you do is share what happened with you, and you can make a real difference in this world. So again, you'll thank your friend for the rest of your life that they brought this to you. And it's an honor to be part of it. I can't see you right now, but I know you're listening to my words, and I hope you're taking this very, very seriously, because it really is a serious thing. Thank you so much.
And now to you, Darleen.
Thanks, Gloria. Yes, I'm Darleen Dozier, and I want to welcome our guest today, Megan Hall. Megan's been married to an amazing man for almost 14 years, and the Lord has gifted them with 4 fabulous children, age 12, 9, 5, and the little one at 9 months. Megan's from a small town in Georgia, and she homeschools all of her children. Prior to having kids, though, Megan earned a master's degree in childhood education, and she was a 4th grade teacher for several years. So that has helped her transition to teaching at home. But as she said, it looks a little different now. In her spare time, she's building a home business where she shares and educates people about breakthrough products that have blessed her family. Megan's passionate about helping others, especially encouraging other moms to find joy in Christ on their parenting journey. It's her desire to seek God first in all she does. Please welcome Megan.
Hello. Well, thank you so much for having me. I am honored that you asked. So I am going to share just a little bit about my journey, how I heard about ASEA and how I ended up sharing ASEA. So I'm going to start back in 2019. I was ill and we weren't sure why. It was quite a journey figuring that out, but basically I'd been exposed to mold and it had caused just a lot of sickness in my body. So I went through a journey of healing, and through that process, I really realized there can be joy in those struggles. And that is, as I shared, I want to be able to share with moms this joy that can be found along this parenting journey, whatever may come. But I'm sorry, my children are running through. Oh, my baby just crawled. Baby just crawled. But where was I? So I worked with a functional doctor and really was doing a lot better, but I just felt like there was something missing, like there was something more that I could do. So during that time, as I was doing really well, we found out that I was expecting our 4th baby. So that was very exciting. And she is here now and doing well. But right after I delivered, I was watching, it was probably a month or 2 after I had her. I was watching some Instagram people that I follow, a lady that I follow on Instagram. And she was talking about this product, ASEA. And they were going to have a question and answer thing on their page. So I went and watched, and I mean, it was just like a light bulb. Like, this makes sense. Just like Dr. Silverman just explained, it made sense. And I really wanted to try it. So I reached out to her immediately And she put me in contact with Dr. Maureen Hayes, which some of you may know. So I called her, she helped me get signed up. And there are different options that we'll go over in a little bit, but I decided to go with the option where I could share with people if I wanted to down the road. I had done some network marketing, but I really had no desire to share. I just wanted to try it. And I really didn't tell anyone that I was trying it, because with my health journey, I had tried a lot of things, and, a lot of things didn't work. So I said, I'm just going to try it. So my baby's about 2 months old. That was October of 2021, and started drinking it. And within about a week, I noticed just the energy shift. I was nursing, exclusively, had a newborn, had children that I was homeschooling, and I was, enough past my postpartum that I was able to work out, and I was working out and I was feeling good. When I went to bed, I wasn't completely exhausted. I thought, this is really interesting. So then another week or so goes by, and I realized my brain, there's something different. I'm calmer. I'm reacting to the stress of parenting and the things that come up. I'm reacting I'm responding rather than reacting, which has been a huge prayer, because I have a child that struggles with some emotional outbursts, and I would get so frustrated and just be holding myself back, to not get emotional. And once I started drinking the molecules, I realized I'm calm in these moments, So that was huge. That was huge. And for me, the reason I started drinking them was because I thought, well, all of these things that came from the mold sickness, those were the things I wanted to go. But as the molecules do, they sometimes work on things you didn't even know needed working on. So that was a huge blessing for me. And I thought, I have to share this. I know so many people that could benefit from this. I have to share this. So I started getting on the morning calls, which is where I met some of you on here, and just fell in love with the company and the people. It's a group of people that just want to help people, that want to share this and want to help people, and everybody works together. I have just never experienced this in any network marketing company. So I knew I had to share, and that this technology was groundbreaking, really, and that it's worth sharing. So as I shifted into growing a business, I just said, okay, and this has been my prayer every day. I have it written in my prayer journal that the Lord would help lead me to those who need my help. And so I continue to do that, and he continues to grow the business in his timing. I do not have a lot of time to devote to it specifically. And so I knew I needed to do something to help me do that. And I looked to social media, where there are a lot of people that are sharing different network marketing companies on social media. And there's a lot of training out there. So I just started doing trainings. There's a lot of free things on YouTube you can watch. And so I kind of just started binge watching any trainings I could while I was cooking or while I was folding laundry, and started to learn how to share. So I've been doing that and continue to do that. And I've learned that the upline and the leaders within ASEA, they all have tools to help us. So there are videos like the one we just saw, and there are 3-way calls, and there are lots of things so that we don't have to be the expert. We can come in and share our stories and let the tools do what they're supposed to do. So that has been very helpful in sharing. And I just continue to be blessed by the company, by the people, and by the products. And now as they're releasing more products, it's exciting, because we're seeing new cell performance products and new skincare. So it's all really exciting. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I'm just thankful to have found ASEA and to be able to share it.
Would you be able to share what are the options that people have after they've been introduced to it thus far?
Sure. Okay, so this is the way that it has been described to me, and I like this. So they kind of find that people are in one of three buckets. So one is, okay, I've heard about this and I want it now. I want to get as much as I can. The second bucket would be, I want to know a little bit more and maybe do something with the business. And then the third is, I don't know that it's for me, but I'm thinking of people that it could help. So kind of be thinking about if you're on which bucket you might fall into. And so if you did decide, okay, I'm ready to go, I want to order as a customer, there's two options for customers. There's the retail customer option, which, you don't always want to pay retail. So that's not my favorite option. You can choose the preferred customer option, which you pay the same that I would pay, but, and the only thing that you need to do is keep a subscription each month, which is a no-brainer because you want your product to come to continue drinking it, or whatever product you choose to have on subscription. So that's the preferred customer, and you don't pay anything to become a preferred customer. And then the choice that I chose back then, when I knew I might want to share, was to become an associate. And so when you're an associate, you pay a small, very small $40 fee to become an associate, unless you choose one of the packages of products that's larger than your fee would be in that package. But whoever invited you, or the ladies on here, can give you more information about specific pricing, but those are your three options. Oh,
She wants to say hi real quick, just to see how you doing. Oops. Good boy.
and we have a baby visitor.
Please, Wendy, come see you.
Yes, it's so good to see you girls. Yeah, you guys are really good to take care of your little sister.
And guess what?
Okay, hold on.
Just a second, we're gonna finish up. Okay, can you take your permit?
I have a question. As a mom, have you used it with your children, and what have you experienced there?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that, because I was going to talk about that. So yes, the baby that just came, we took her for her well visit, and she was below like the 5th percentile in growth. And she was exclusively nursing, and we checked my milk, everything was good, but she was just spitting up a lot. And so I reached out to some of the doctors on the medical board, and it was okay to give it to her. So I gave it to her at night. The next morning when she woke up, she has not had a spit up episode like that since, one time. And we give it to her once a day now. It is amazing. And then we also are using it with one of my daughters just to help with some focus issues at school. And it makes a huge difference just to do that in the morning. So yeah. And then the gel, of course, the gel we use every day. Yeah.
What's the quantity that you give to the baby?
So I give her one of those little syringes that they give babies medicine in. It's about 10 milliliters. It's 10 cc.
Mhm.
Give her one of those. And then my older daughter, I give her 2 or 3 of those a day.
Okay.
So, and for people that are not sure about the taste, giving them in those little syringes or drinking out of a straw helps, because then you don't smell anything. And that just helps my kids be able to take it.
Nice. And what are the different uses you've found to use the gel with your children?
Well, they know, I mean, if there's a cut, if they've fallen down and bumped something, if there's tension here, they run to me and ask for it. So, I mean, really it's replaced most things in our medicine cabinet, because we put it on any ailments, really.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Megan?
I wanted to comment about Rhoda. I've kind of known your story, Rhoda, but thank you for sharing that. And it's just amazing for me as long as I've known you, I've seen a smile on your face. And I just think you're courageous. And I just really appreciate your attitude. And we're definitely all on your cheering team. We're gonna come to Arizona and celebrate and take some steps with you.
I wanted to tell Rhoda too that that was a fantastic video, and I enjoyed it, and we're so hopeful for you as you take your next steps.
Absolutely. Well, I'll go ahead and share my screen, and Darleen, if you'd like to wrap it up for us.
Well, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their afternoon to come and listen to our guest, Megan Hall. She did a fabulous job explaining her use, especially with the children. That was fabulous. So next Tuesday on May 17th, we do have a guest lined up, not confirmed yet, but an email will go out, and that'll be at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Jerry's Zoom link. And then next Wednesday, we have, which is May 18th on Gloria's Zoom, Donna Beatles Chain, and she will share finding and sharing the treasure of health with us, and that will be at 3:30. So again, thank you everyone for coming and joining in, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Yeah.